Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of
Allegedly Credible.
I'm your girl, Danielle, aka Lady Faye.
And I'm your girl, Mel, aka Mel Supremo, and we are here with
Anne Marie, also known as Chow Bella. Sorry to jump in, ladies.
No,
it's totally fine. Just so you guys know, we are two friends and we give advice based on our personal experiences. And we have this disclaimer. We're always going to give advice, and it might not be, the right advice, but guess what? You can take what you need, throw out what you don't. Whatever happens, happens. We don't really care what you do with it, okay? So this episode, we're going to be talking about I'm not a mother, but
she's a mother to all.
Exactly. You are a mother to many children.
Yes. I kind of always have somebody's kids.
Hey, it's your girl Lady Faye, and yes, I do not know why people keep leaving their kids with me, but special shout out to Mello Supremo, special shout out to our special guest Anne Marie, and all of the mothers out there who are working hard, tirelessly, trying to raise their family while building a successful business. We're going to get into it, y'all. Love you. Happy Mother's Day.
But we kind of wanted to talk about as a mother trying to start a business and how difficult it can be trying to have that balance of dealing with your kids and then also trying to create your baby, create your financial baby or your passion baby. Yes. So I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about introduce Anne Marie a little bit more because I have to say Anne Marie has been with us
since the beginning.
She's
voted top fan from startup.
I try.
Yes, she's been, one of our biggest support. I think our number one supporter. And we just wanted to give her the opportunity that we wanted to give the opportunity to support her in her endeavors because she really put us on. She really helped us out with her business savviness. She's worked at different financial institutions like Bank of America. That's where I first met her. And
she also has What's Your Business on Facebook and Instagram, where she connects a whole bunch of different business owners together and helps shout them out. She definitely shouts us out all the time. Anything that we're doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you ever really want to get your business exposed and get your business out there, please go check out Anne Marie's group, What's Your Business? Yes. Because like I said, it's phenomenal. We have worked with people from her group. As you guys saw, we have something going on with Real Queens podcast.
Real Queens Talk.
Yes,
good. Yeah.
Podcast coming up really soon. And that was all because Anne Marie introduced us through her group. So definitely.
That's so exciting.
Yes.
I love when that happens.
Yes. So we definitely just wanted to have her on, have her talk about it. So I want to start, Anne Marie. If you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself, some of your background, just so other people can get it. I mean, we kind of gushed about you already, but we want to hear it from your mouth.
Okay. Well, yes. I was working at Bank of America when Mel met me. I originally met her husband, Taryn, and he was a phenomenal person. Then started meeting Mel, became friends with the family, got to meet you, Danielle. You're a phenomenal person. As far as my background, I was with the bank for 16 years, through so many different roller coasters from Summit, Fleet, Bank of America. 16 years is a long time. Then the pandemic happened. I was pregnant. I kind of took a step back because I was considered high risk. So they were like, oh, pandemic, don't know what's happening. Then when I got out, I was like, I don't want to go back. Not that I didn't want to go back, but it was just like the 9 to 5. I was like, there has to be something else out there. And then I started watching you ladies and Allegedly Credible. I started seeing other people finding other opportunities. And I was thinking, what do I have? What can I do? And I'm like, you know what? I know how to help people. I know how to let people know, hey, you're looking for XYZ. You know what? I know this person. So let me network people through Facebook. Let me help people promote their own businesses. Because when you go to different groups, you're kind of like, you can only post on certain days. I'm like, every day. You want to talk about yourself till you're blue in the face, go for it. And then I'm going to shout you out too, because you know what? As long as I see that you're active, I'm going to be like, hey, this person's got XYZ going on. We got food truck festivals coming up. Actually, the shirt that I'm wearing, the kid from Canarsie, the girl Patty that I actually used to know when I grew up in Brooklyn, she moved out to New Jersey, starting her own little business. So of course I'm going to help and support out. But yeah,
shout out to the
that's
kid
just
from
my goals.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that around though. I feel like that sounds oddly familiar.
Fezzi Creations. I don't know if you've seen any of her stuff. I could probably be pronouncing her business wrong, but Fezzi Creations, Patty Whalen.
Okay.
So so you said you left work during the pandemic and was like, you got to find a better way. So as like your home, how many kids do you have? I'm sorry.
I have 2 kids. I have a 9-year-old.
Okay.
I have a 9-year-old and I have a 2-year-old. And I mean, I'm still in the process of paving my own way. I realize what my ultimate goal is basically my business is everything. That's why I like What's Your Business, because I'm going to assist people with networking. I'm going to try and do some digital marketing, digital content creation. I'm going to look into services such as mobile notaries, helping people understand basic banking. This pandemic made me realize, hey, you know what? Now I'm homeschooling my kid. So now I'm taking on a whole new thing, and I realize there's a lack of financial education. So I want to teach basic banking to young kids, let them understand what foundational banking skills are. So this way, when they're older, they're not confused.
Right.
Like we were.
Like we were.
Honestly, like I can honestly say it's been like this has been a rewarding experience because we've learned a lot of different things since like starting this podcast and everything like that. But there's a lot of financial stuff that we did not know beforehand. And it's just like now, like educating ourselves and stuff like that. Like I said, you were a big help to us because it's like, okay, make sure you get the LLC, make sure you get the EIN, and then telling us like what banks
are better
for
our case and rather than others, because some banks cater to more bigger corporations,
right? So larger businesses.
So we would have never known if it wasn't for the fact of your expertise.
Yes.
And speaking of like the mobile network of notaries.
Oh yeah, both of us are notaries. So.
Oh well, hey now, girls, don't worry. Now I know once I figure that out, I'm gonna be like, hey, want a little extra? Come on the side. hey. Join the business.
I've actually had to notarize a few things recently, and I'd be like, oh wow, this is actually easy money.
Yes, it's pretty good.
Yes. So, do you find it difficult? You said you've been homeschooling your kid. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. This is why I am in my car right now, so I have quiet.
Like I'm not good. Everybody knows that I'm not good at math. So when it comes to when I have to start teaching that or doing the homework, that's probably as far as we're gonna go. Like, nowhere to take her for tutoring. I'm gonna go ship her to Anne Marie's house. Like, hey, you got an extra student here? I can't.
Come on in. Pull up a chair.
Do you find it hard to like homeschool your kid and then on top of that trying to build your business or build
it is yes. It is a balancing act. I'm like, point blank is yes. So what I've realized is through homeschooling I find more opportunity to where I now get to re-educate myself on certain things.
That's true.
So my son, he's 3rd grade, but at the same time, I don't really focus on just, okay, you're 3rd grade, so I'm only going to teach you 3rd grade. No, if there's something that I need to kind of brush up on, like if I want to do digital content creation, like I work with different things, so I'm going to have him work with me so he could learn. And then another idea for you ladies, especially you, Mel, do you know that you can pay your children to be your employees? So there you go. Exactly.
You have to you can pay them up to a certain amount to get so it's like tax free.
Yeah, where it's like tax free.
Yeah,
So
and
you put that in a separate account for them.
yeah.
And then, I mean, there are good days and there are bad days. So sometimes I'm sitting there going, you know what, I'm going to pull my hair out. But then I'm just like, hey, today we will do no school. We will just have fun and I will take a breather. And then there are the days where we're banging everything out. And I'm like, okay, you're going to sit here today. Listen, if you got to get up, you got to move around, you got to do whatever, that's fine. Because now it's saving me time. Because if he was in school being as what they would consider disruptive, because that's how he learns, I'm going to get phone calls all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, either way, I'm going to get stressed. So the homeschooling opened my eyes to a new opportunity of learning and realizing I don't have to be tied down to the traditional Monday through Friday schooling. No, we want to go away. We can go away and we take education with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you can actually have field trips.
You know what's funny?
Yes.
When I was younger, I begged my parents to be homeschooled. I wanted to be homeschooled so bad. I wanted to be
You're a
homeschooled.
PBS kid, that's why.
Shut up.
We watch a lot of PBS going on in my house.
Yes, PBS. First of all, let me tell you something. PBS.
They got some good shows.
I learned so much on PBS. Okay.
Okay.
Between
So
the lines.
I'll say this, and maybe I should have watched more PBS because maybe I would have known how to add and subtract in my head by now.
I'm saying I probably was a PBS kid. I learned so much on PBS. I was writing and everything.
My kids are PBS kids. I'm just saying,
There you go.
Taryn, we're not PBS kids. Danielle talking about like all these, like, y'all didn't watch this when you were a kid. I'm like, that's a made up show. Like, you're just making.
No, there's so many good shows on PBS.
We only watched Between the Lions if it was playing in the classroom because we were going over some type of story. And I'm just like, I never seen this on my TV at home. Like, this isn't a real show.
No, first of all, I'm gonna give it to my mom. Like, she was very big on education. She did not believe that education just happened at school.
Right.
So
Exactly.
before school even started, technically, I feel like my mom was homeschooling us before we even went to school because we had a word.
Yeah.
And when I tell you we had a word wall, like we had new words every week. I was reading by the time I was 2 because of how much
That's fantastic.
on education. Learning how to write. She always was using everything as a teaching moment for us. And then even after when we went to school, Saturdays she would do trivia with us, and we had to really look into the encyclopedia and find things, answer her questions, and we had to come back with the things,
Yes.
stuff like that. So my mom was very big on education. She just believed that I'm like both my parents were, but my mom definitely did quiz us and everything like that. She was very big on that. So I applaud you.
Yeah,
I
too.
Thank you.
Having the patience and the willpower to not only homeschool 2 kids, but to also go ahead and have that strength to keep going and pursuing your passion, like aside from that.
Great. Because I was going to ask you, like, do you have a hard time because, you work a full-time job?
Yeah. You work 2 full-time jobs because you got the kids at home. Okay.
Full-time job. This is a full life job, my friend.
Exactly. Yes.
This is just 24/7. Like, I'm always on call. And even when I'm not on call, I'm on call. Like, even when I have all my ducks in a row and like Danielle will take the kids, I'm just like, like she said,
You're waiting
within the span of the location my kids are at. I'm just like, something's gonna happen.
I did say that. I was like, yo, they stay close by.
I didn't even know where they were, but it just so happened that I was there. Yeah,
she stays close by every time. But it's like I was just wondering, like, you work full time, and then on top of that, like, take care of kids. You're very involved in your church. But so, have you found trying to build the business and trying to do what we've been doing very difficult for you?
I would say it's a challenge. I have so actually I was thinking about this the other day. I really enjoy downtime and I didn't realize how much I didn't have of that until I try to grow myself as a person in all these different facets of my life. I was just like, why don't I have time for anything? Oh, because I have church, I have kids, I have allegedly credible, I have life. And I just didn't know how much that I spread myself thin. That's probably why I have as many medical issues as I have, because I'm probably going above and beyond my capacity to handle these things. But I'm gonna keep going, and I'm going to find this balance one of these days. But yes, I would have to say it is definitely a challenge, and I'm trying to do it as flawlessly as
I admire you. I admire you completely, because you, Mel, you're like Danielle says, you're working full time. You have kids. You're in church. You participate probably in different activities for your kids outside of schooling. So, like, to be able to then build Allegedly Credible, to work on other things with Danielle, to grow, to try and do those shows that you ladies are trying to do, like, that is a lot of work. And Danielle, you doing everything too on top of all of your work, and then trying to go out and do more performances with singing, and then being a super aunt and helping Mel out by taking the kids every now and then. Like, those are fantastic things. So you ladies, you inspire me to realize that, you know what, I can get off my butt and I can do it, because I'm just homeschooling my son right now, and I'm going to try to build my businesses, because I'm watching you two ladies on fire as you're going and killing everything, doing amazing.
Gotta keep pushing, man. I appreciate that.
You
Just
know,
keep pushing.
For me personally, I don't mind it. I don't have any kids, so it's just I like to borrow people's kids, because then I get that feeling like, oh, this is what it feels like to be a parent, and then I'm like, that's enough. Come take your kid back.
Go back.
That's the kind of thing I like that. So for me, I don't mind working harder and like doing certain things when Mel can't do it, whatever, because of the fact that, like, I know, to me, this is like, I know what the end game is for us. Like, I know where I want to go. I know what I'm trying to build. And it's like, I don't mind sacrificing now in order for us to, like, get to where we need to do. And like I said, we definitely I enjoyed doing the show. It was stressful. I'm not gonna lie, like, it wasn't stressful, but at the same time, the way that the Creative Hive show came out, I was very excited about how that community came together and how many people networked from there, and how people met each other and are still, like, kind of communicating with each other and talking to each other. So I'm very excited to do more.
It exceeded our expectations dramatically.
And and then there are some events that we tried to put together and it didn't really go through
not yet.
Fully yet.
Not yet. It's okay. The wellness event will happen.
Yeah, it's just more like it is a lot. It is a lot, when you're trying to work a full-time job and do all that. And like I said, for me, I have no kids, so that's why I admire more people who have kids and doing all this, because for me, I don't even want to date because of how much work it takes.
Well, there's some crazies.
Like, there are some crazies. Right,
that's
but
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You gotta have that balance. You have to make sure that while you keep pushing, you have to make sure that you take care of yourself at the end of the day, because how else are you going to keep going if you don't, serve yourself and give yourself some time, give yourself some grace.
Right.
I was actually going to ask you, for those that are getting started in businesses, how important is it to have a network? Like, should you have a network initially before you start your business, or does it matter?
To me, I think it doesn't matter. I think once you have that idea, you will find those networks. And the reason I say that is because there's so many different small groups and large, like, there's Freehold Networkers for Success, like different entrepreneur groups that you could join. You can join chambers of commerce in your areas to be able to network with other small business owners. And it doesn't matter. It's the fear that holds a lot of people back of that. Well, am I really going to be good at this? Is it going to turn into something? You don't know until you take that leap and you just jump. I mean, like, I'm still kind of on the ledge with, like, the full jump, because I don't have my business accounts established yet. Right now, all the things that I tend to do are for free, but it's It's just realizing that, you know what? If you jump, the network is there.
Mhm.
There's always people that want to help everybody grow. And I watch, like, I laughed because I was at a mom's dinner, like it was a mom's night out dinner the other night, and I was with there was another admin in a larger like network group. They have like almost about 6,000 like followers and things like that.
Oh,
And here I am, what's your business? I have like only like 500 and something people. And the one mom who I've never seen at this table is like, why do I know you now? I had on, let's see, do I have them in the car? Oh, no, I don't. But like, you know, my square glasses. So I had them on because those are very notable. I call them my Elton John glasses. And then she's looking at me and she's like, why do I know you? I was like, oh, I have a small group called What's Your Business? I promote people every now and then. She's like, that's why I know you. Oh, I see you promote Angry Tomatoes. I see you promoting like this other company and everything like that. And I'm like, yeah. And then the admin's looking at me going, well, that we're so much bigger. I'm like,
Who
well,
cares?
sometimes it's just about the algorithm and how they want to push people.
Right. Agreed.
But like I was looking at her going, it's not about the numbers, it's about the quality of what you do.
What you do,
And like in their group, their rules are so restricting that it's like I tried to set up a mom's night out after that dinner and was shut down because I was told all things need to go through the admin. And I'm like, I'm like, this is like how people leave you. Like you just, I'm like, okay, crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
like
like
people
even
are
in the
petty.
group, yeah, and it's not even a competition. Like, aren't we all
I
in
was
this?
supposed to be working together.
Yeah, isn't that the whole
Yeah.
point of the network?
I mean, in some
The
ways,
whole
I
point
get it if you're trying to keep people from being, because like some people, I've been in a lot of different groups, as you said, like the whole networking.
Yes.
I'm in a lot of different groups, and some people they just post stupid stuff, so it has nothing to do with the business, whatever. So I can understand them, like kind of like, you know,
That stuff I get.
you know,
Sifting.
shifting that, but like everything else is like if we're trying to all grow together, we're trying to be like sisters together, or just like we're all moms here trying to like grow and get our businesses together. You should be able to support each other, and that's the one thing that I think is like a lot of people think that like for us, I don't see any other podcasts as our competition. Honestly, I don't see any other podcasts as our competition.
But I do be catching eye, like you know, how come they've been on for like 2 minutes, but they have 7,000 subscribers? I'm like, what? But I use that as a tool. Like, I need to know what I'm doing wrong so I can try to catch up. But not like you're in competition.
Yeah, I see it. So I see it as I tell people this all the time. You don't know who they know. You don't know what they did before they already started, because there's some people who already have a crap ton of followers before they start.
Before they do anything. Exactly.
When we started our podcast, like literally we had nothing. We didn't have anybody, even on our personal pages. Like I grew somehow, I don't even know how, with my barely posting, I grew my my Instagram podcast by like 150 within a year.
You're incorrect.
Wow.
My Instagram page, yes. The Instagram page was 150 in a year, and I had no clue what I did, honestly. But like that was before I started the podcast, I didn't have a lot of followers. I just knew that there was something that we wanted to do. And it's been how many years? We've been doing it for 4 years now. Has it been 4?
Wow.
No, 2 years. Sorry, we started in 2021.
Oh, like wait,
my bad. We started April 2021. It's because we're on our fourth season. That's why.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
2021. But like with us starting April 21, and both of us are not social media people, we weren't posting like that, whatever. I'm still proud of what we've accomplished within that time frame, and the people.
Oh yeah, you ladies are doing great.
You know, and then like I said, there are people who come on the scene after us who have more followers or more listeners than us, but at the same time, I'm just gonna be like, hey, I saw this, let's network, because you never know, maybe their audience is like our audience, or maybe their audience will like us and vice versa. So I'm all about the networking and working with other podcasts. I'm not in competition with anybody.
There's always something to learn from somebody, whether they're your enemy or they're your best friend.
Exactly.
And even if like I was just thinking, I was talking to somebody earlier. like even if someone doesn't like you or doesn't like something about you, and they try to like come for you about it, there could still be some validity in what they're saying. Like, don't just disregard it just because you don't like them or
Oh yeah.
but like just take it into consideration because it might just help you get further than where you are.
Right,
Exactly.
right. And
Not everybody's a hater.
not everybody.
Spoken from a former hater.
But all like and I think that it's a beautiful thing when you can like kind of like network with people and work with people, because it's just kind of like they give you ideas that you never ever thought. And I found out from other people that we've worked with that they think that we have it a lot together, that we have it together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we don't know what we doing.
We just
No, you ladies hold it down like you do, though. You do very well.
Thank you. The only thing I know how to do is evolve. That's it. So
And that's good.
like I said,
Mm-hmm.
my competition is myself. So it's like when I look at our first season and then comparison now, I'm like, wow, we did a lot. And I don't realize
you really don't think about it. Like, when you're really in your element, you're not really thinking about like all the mistakes. You're just trying to go with the flow in some cases. But you're also keeping in mind with like, I know this works and this doesn't work.
So. Yeah. It's just all about being adaptable. And I think that
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Have you ladies thought about, like, how all the AI technology, like, have you thought about looking into Chat GPT or like Open AI just to see what those things have algorithm wise, like what they would spit out?
So I actually used an AI for some of our not banner, the things at the bottom of your post.
The hashtags?
No, not the hashtags. Like when you're saying like the description. Not the comment. Leave a. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you're
I know what you mean. I can't think of the right word, but I know what you're saying. At the end of the comment post.
Yeah, like when you're gonna like put in your hashtags and whatever. Yeah. Sometimes I use. It's not Chat GT or whatever it is, but it's another one, and that has helped because like it's free. And
free is for me. That's always a win.
You just copy and paste on like a Word document, and then especially if you're doing it like as a part of a theme, you just drag and drop, which whatever works.
Right.
And like for me, I'm a huge advocate of brain farts, so I like to have that file for me to just like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, that sounds good.
Put that over.
But algorithm wise, I haven't. I mean, I probably would if I knew more about
just because I'm curious, because I was in all the research phases of watching like all the what's the next thing that to help you out. Like I'm always curious to see when it's like it helps people put together business plans or how to make yourself go viral. So it's like, what topic can we discuss to get the show to go?
Right.
Like to have that one topic cause fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. I'm not anti-AI. I saw Terminator.
Hey,
I saw Terminator too. I've seen a lot.
I agree with you. I'm not like a huge proponent of like making the robots control every facet of my life.
Right. I'm just saying if we could help a certain area, but you don't need to. You don't need to come in my house.
Harder, not harder.
I was just gonna say for me personally, just me personally.
Personal touch is key.
I do believe a lot in personal touch, and also I don't know if it's because I'm anal. I don't know, but whatever. I just am just like very like I gotta do it. It has to be me. I want it to be a real human behind it,
and you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell when it is like a human.
Oh yeah.
Like an AI.
So I think for me, I think that's kind of like what gives us our edge is the fact that we are like very authentic and stuff. But at the same time, I mean, if it would make my life a little bit easier, because it can be tedious. It can be tedious. I wouldn't mind looking into it, but I'm not gonna pretend that I am not like I said, I saw Terminator. That movie scared the crap out of me. So every time people talk about AI stuff, I be like, I don't know, because I'm honestly,
I'll be back.
before when Facebook and Instagram, all that stuff
That
came out.
meta you talking about?
Oh,
Like
all of it.
metaverse?
What all of it? When
Oh, yeah.
when Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff first came out, I was like, it's for stalkers. I don't want
It's
it.
for
I'm not
sure.
putting my face on there. I'm not doing any of that. I fought tooth and nail about not being on the internet or being on like
Yeah.
social media and stuff. But then when I realized like, well, Danielle, this is the wave. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
This is how you get yourself out there. It's not going to be like the old school. Nobody reads newspapers anymore. Nobody does like a lot of different things anymore. So it's like with the way things are changing, you're going to have to adapt to.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure, even though right now I'm still kind of like to the whole AI idea, I know I'm probably going to have to get used to it at some point. So that's all I can say.
Well, even if you utilized it for updating like the random what are they called, thumbnail posts,
Yeah.
like even if you utilized it for like things like that.
Yeah. I will.
But-
We'll get there. I can't think about it right now.
I'm nowhere near there. I'm just in my research phases of it, so don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, I've researched it. I've heard some stuff about it. Mel probably has researched it more than me because as soon as I hear AI, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like,
they're
done.
they're kind of creepy because like even Taryn and I, when we were just fooling around with it, like with pictures, I don't like AI because I know for a fact that they're gathering all this information to eventually take over some facet of this industry, and
Yeah.
I don't like how I don't like how unsanctioned it is because people can just take your face and like steal your identity. Like they do that already with even less
Yeah.
information. So now you get
deep fakes and all that
deep fake.
stuff.
Like these fakes are just
These deep fakes are
are
crazy.
submerged. Like
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some crazy things out there.
So like yeah, that's the other thing too because now we're talking about that. I just thought about that too. Like as you guys had as business people, right? You are protecting yourself, your business, and whatever, but also trying to protect your family, and things like that. I always think about like I see business owners who put their kids up like online as a part of their brand and stuff like that. But that has always kind of freaked me out because of the fact that like
I agree there.
There are a lot of crazy people out
You
there.
can
I
get
don't know how.
doxxed. You know that term? The
No.
term being doxxed.
No.
It's like it's almost worse than stealing your identity. If someone like for us, and if anybody's watching that's thinking about doing this, I'm gonna come for you. But if someone doesn't agree with something that you said or like wants to just like mess with you, they can go and take your content and like report it to the FBI and have them call the SWAT team to your house, bum rush you in your house. There's been so many like YouTube creators that's happened to.
Oh,
and
that's like when they were doing the swatting on the video games.
Kind of,
okay.
yeah, but it can happen to anybody. Like they can get like the smallest bit of information about you, and track like I don't know if it's like an IP address or whatever, but they can find you and get the SWAT team to come and bum rush you in your house. And like some people have gotten hurt, some people like realize it's a false alarm and thank God nothing's happened. But I just like, what if someone follows my kid at school?
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to ask you, like, as mothers, like building a business and building your brand, how important is it for you to protect your kids and all of this?
For me, it's important.
Yeah,
it's
one of the main things.
I limit. I mean, like there are old pictures of my son, like when he was younger, like on my regular page. But my page itself is private. I only have X amount of people who I allow. I have so many people in the what I call like the doom world. It's like they friend requested me, but I'm like, I don't know you or I don't remember you. So you sit in the doom realm. But it's like I don't necessarily want to accept new people, especially now as I try to build. I'm like, no, you could join my What's Your Business page because there I don't post anything with my kids. And
Right,
if I do put children, I try to have either be like the back of a kid's head or like not really showing their face or anything like that. If I have anybody in my group that does have like promotions that have kids on their pages, sometimes they may have already gotten like the parents' permission to utilize it in their promotions when they sign up. So I'll use it, or I'll try and pick out the ones that have maybe just adults or kids with just like their backs,
got it.
so that just because I feel I don't want to put kids on. I'm just crazy. I don't want to do
I
that.
don't think it's crazy. I think it's a good thing. Like I said, I see a lot of like I've seen posts like especially on Instagram where people do use their children as like a part of their brand. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
a mother, I'm a working mother, I'm a business mother. Here's my child. Like they put it as part. And I'm not.
Oh yeah, there's nothing against that. It's just like you said
Yeah.
before. There's a lot of crazies out there.
Yeah.
You just never know.
So I would be like nervous about like associating like.
Yeah, I definitely get like even sometimes when we're doing our announcements and like my kids are going crazy in the background, or sometimes they're even in our shout outs and stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of gets to me in some points, but I know that I'm protected. So
Yeah.
I try to limit it as much as possible. But yeah, I do get uncomfortable.
It's never going to be zero.
A public page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a question I had. Another question I have is like, do you guys feel like as mothers when you're pursuing your passions or whatever, what examples do you feel like you're showing your children? Like what do you want them to see? What have they seen that you didn't even expect them to see as you're building? Did that question make sense?
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
like being a role model to your kids. Like, is there anything that they like caught on to that they wanted to go and do? I don't think at least I haven't seen it yet. I mean, your kids
are young.
Yeah, my kids are young, and sometimes they like to copy the whole beginning of that's mommy.
Yeah. I've seen Coda be like, I've seen her be like, "Hi, this is Coda."
Oh, that's so cute. No, she's doing her own intro.
She's doing her little intro.
I have seen that. What about you, Emery? What about your children?
I mean, for me right now, things that my son has definitely seen is last year when we were going out to a lot of the different like festivities, like the different when they have like those pop-up street fairs and everything like that, like I was having him be my cameraman at times, and I was like, I need your help. I was like you're 8 at this moment in time. You could hold mommy's camera. You could hold my phone steady. So I was showing him, listen, even though we're out doing something fun, mommy still has to work and try to do something. So we're going to utilize this family time as also networking all of these people here to try and get their name out there as well.
Yeah.
So I feel that what my kids are seeing is me showing a work ethic of, even if I'm not getting something right now, I'm laying that foundation, and it's about starting a strong foundation to build a business that is going to stand the test of time.
What would you say is the one thing that's essential in building a business?
to realize that it doesn't happen overnight. To realize that, listen, I remember being in banking and just people like small business owners coming in and just understanding that they were having a struggle, but never realizing what that struggle was until I'm sitting here trying to do it for myself, going, damn, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Right.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that just from like, I think one thing about the internet, you're right, people you never heard of and then all of a sudden it seems like they're like an overnight celebrity, or
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
became popular overnight, or they're making all this money overnight. And it's just like, that's not how it worked. Actually, you don't know what they
Right.
were doing before. One of my favorite books that I read recently was Tabitha Brown's book.
Okay.
Yeah, and how many years she struggled as an actress, how many years she struggled
Wow.
trying to make it, and you know, even to the point where her and her husband were having like marital issues because she was like, I knew this is what I wanted to do, but it was not easy at all. Then I had health issues, and then she just got on TikTok one day. Was it TikTok? Yeah, just got on TikTok one day and just started sharing her cooking recipes. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, as she kept doing it, being consistent, because that's the other thing, you have to be consistent.
Yes.
Being consistent with it, all of a sudden she blew up. But people would think she became an overnight celebrity. That's not what happened. She did a lot of, she had to work very hard to get to where she is. And now she has a freaking line in Target. She's been in a lot of,
Yes.
She
has her own
flying
children's
Emirates.
shows.
She was flying Emirates first class, watching herself on a commercial on that exact plane.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
yes. So
It was just like a humbling experience. Like, wow, who would have thought that
That has to be trippy.
yeah.
like-
right. So that's why I'm like, for me, giving up is not an option. Like I can't give up, because I can redirect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Redirecting is cool, but giving up is not an option for me, because I just believe that if I put in the work, you never know. You might just need that one person to see you, like that one.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, that one person to see you grinding hard, that one person.
Yes.
So I don't focus on like, oh, we didn't get as many views today as we got the last one. I don't focus on that. I focus on like, well, how can we keep making this better? Like, how can we keep like,
How
growing
could you
it?
expand it?
How can we expand it? That's all I focus on.
Right.
And also, like you said, I just feel like, oh, that was a new question. That was another question. Sorry, my brain, as I thought
You're
about it,
fine. You're totally. You're with two moms, so you're good.
feel like your husband support you in your venture of trying to build a business and stuff like that? Mel, you're smiling.
Because this is like a combo question, because it's this is like that. This is like a double-edged type sword question, because it's like yes and no.
Okay.
Because in the beginning, when I first left banking, I was on like a roller coaster ride, because okay, I had just had my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a pandemic. My mother dies, so I was like, new baby, pandemic, my mom's gone. So I'm like complete spiraling in my own postpartum depression, grief, lovely stew there. And at that time, my husband, he was working, but also building a golf course in Alapin. And since the pandemic, he wasn't able to have people come help, so he was doing that all himself, trying to figure out myself navigating. I'm still like trying to navigate, but now we come back into where I realize what I want to do. So now, yes, he's supporting of what I want to do and tells me to go for my dream. But then at the same time, he's like, oh, I'm also now going to take a class, which is going to take me away from the house 3 nights a week, to where I have to do work. But then I'm also going to be doing homework and assignments. So it's like he's working full time, has class 3 nights a week, and had to do some classwork. So I was like, okay, so I guess I'm still slightly on the back burner, but I'm still there. It's just I'm not on the favorite burner of the stove yet. I'm going to get to that front left one in a minute. But
Right.
so it's like, yes, he is supportive. And now that his class is over, it's like, okay, now I'm going to go full fledged with what I want, because now the nights have opened up. So when you get home from work, I get to do my focus.
I got you. All right. And what about you, Mel?
I would say generally yes, I do have the support. But I also know when he is getting overworked and tired, and I know when I need to go and pull back and go to my quote unquote first job being a wife. And I just know like I can't, even though I'm pursuing and like trying to do my thing, and I know that he wants me to, you know, be able to hone into my passions and stuff.
Right.
He doesn't want, and which makes sense, want it to like bleed in other areas where it can affect the family negatively. So trying to, you know, tap dance around that is a little frustrating. But I think at the end of the day, he is very supportive because he's always there to, even if I do mess up and, you know, I wasn't really considerate of other people's time or whatever, and he'll be mad about it, he's still gonna go and take care of business or whatever that I slacked on. And it's just like being able to take turns in a way is kind of like how we support each other, you know, because he's holding down the fort while I'm trying to go be like this super being. And I just need to be able to make myself available so that he feels like, okay, now this is my downtime. I can do whatever.
Right.
And we just like be aware of each other's schedules and make time for each other. Mm-hmm.
Right. Because I think I'm going to piggyback on this a little bit, even though I don't have that issue. But I feel like just looking at Melatarin, I think that sometimes it's like, okay, so let's say we're recording from this time to this time, and then he has the kids that whole time, but then our schedule kind of like, we didn't like really stick to schedule. I know that he will be annoyed when he comes and he's like, we're not on schedule, and he's had these kids for like a certain period of time.
My kids are very high maintenance, if for y'all that don't know. I just have very energetically sucking kids.
So, and I'm like, I can tell he's frustrated, but at the same time, I do appreciate that he still lets us do what we need to do, and that he still lets us finish up. And
he's like even though he doesn't watch the show, he still offers a lot to how we got this far. Like, you know, he was the one that suggested we get the LLC. He's the one that suggested to even, I think, network with you in the first place. Like, oh, reach out to Anne-Marie because blah, 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 blah. And, you know, he's the one why we even have this name.
Yeah, he gave us the name. Yeah.
He's our second manager.
Yeah.
And all he gets paid is more hours and time with the kids.
I mean, and that is the best payment ever. It's a win-win.
You're just a father that's existed in our child's life. Isn't that the greatest gift?
You get to be Bandit from Bluey. Like
he signed up for that. He always wanted to be Bandit. Shout out to Bluey. That's the best show in my life.
Oh my, that is a damn good show. I love that show.
I love
Have you ever just caught yourself watching it when your kids aren't there?
Oh, I watch it.
I put her on it.
I watch it. Good show. I have no kids in the house. Yeah.
Some of the things that Banjo and Bluey do just remind me of Danielle and I's relationship. I'm like, this is gonna be us. Like, especially that grandma episode when they were the grannies. When my husband's dead and like her husband gets Alzheimer's, that's just gonna be us.
Oh my God. Dude, the grannies are the best.
The grannies are the best.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like, that was funny. But yeah, I hope that I can find like someone who is very supportive. Like, because I don't know, I'm very ambitious. So I feel like if I do find a person that works with me, that hopefully that they'll be able to understand and that we can work together as I'm building this empire, because I am not going to be a stay-at-home mom to save my life. They could come with me. They can come to work with me or whatever, but
exactly, the moment they can start doing something, you can start paying them.
You know what? So I'm glad you said that. I'm going to bring that back for a second, because since I've known this chick, I have said when they turn 2 years old, they will be having.
You said 7.
No, I said they have to wait. What did I say?
You said when they turn the age of 7, they have to have their own job and they need to get
Oh
the hell
yes,
up out
that's
of my
what
house.
I didn't say. That I didn't say they had to get out of their house.
You said,
but I said they should be working by the age of 7.
You
and I said I don't care.
You were
You're
gonna
right.
take these kids out of you, like they were gonna have to fend for
Get
themselves.
an apartment.
Yeah.
I didn't say all
I'm
that.
like, what?
But what I said was they were gonna have to find some type of source of income. I don't care if they outside or on the street with a little lemonade stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care like what they like. I
have
don't care if they
plenty of things
cutting
to work.
grass or like shoveling snow, something. They gonna be working because I want them to
Cool.
understand the whole
Daniel said,
ethic.
no, I don't believe in child labor laws. Like,
Well, I mean, what was it? There's Tristan's Creations in the group. That's a little kid's business. I mean, I think his mom runs it with him,
well, yeah.
but he melts like all those crayons down. I'm just saying, if your
Yeah.
kids are anything like mine, you probably got a lot of crayons around the house too. They can start selling crayons on the side, and I got some colors.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I'm
They
like,
can go to the dollar store, get those clear balls, put the crayons in there, melt them. Bam, get them a little pop-up stand at the next wellness event.
yes, let me tell you something. I literally, so you said all that. When I was little, this is how I knew what I was going to be.
Yeah.
When I was little, I had painted this cardboard box and I sold candy out this thing. I was like little pieces of candy, all this other stuff I would sell. And like that was, I sold it to anybody and everybody. Like my
That's
cousins
good.
would buy, my grandma would buy, like whole people would buy. But I felt so accomplished with the 25 cents, like the 25 cents I would give for the thing,
Yes.
you know, whatever. And I think that's what I want my kids to understand. Like you got to work for stuff. You got to do like, I don't want anything just handed to them. And I feel like if they do, like I want to make them have a better life than I have. I want to give them everything that I couldn't give them.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't want them just to expect it.
Right.
So it's
Right.
just, okay, you gotta work and I'm gonna save up that money too.
Yeah.
And I want them to understand how like it works. Like, okay, you gotta pay this bill. This is the bill you have to pay because I want them to grow up and be successful. So
Did you ever watch The Cosby Show? Because
Yes.
did you ever? you know what episode I'm thinking of when Cliff made Theo's like room in apartment, and then that was such a good episode.
That was good.
yes.
And then the kitchen was the restaurant.
That was like the first season. I remember that.
That's what we gotta do with these kids, man. Be like, all right, your bedroom, you're now gonna pay me rent. $1 a week, $4 a month.
That's right.
I just want them to be responsible. I just want them to learn, like, you know, work
The value.
anything they brought to me. Like, they're like, hey, and that was one thing I also want to do. Like, anything they brought to me that they felt like they were really skilled in or talented in, I want to help them learn how to make money off their passion, you know, like,
Yeah.
because if they can avoid working a 9-to-5 job, like I would definitely do that for them. Like, I would do that the whole body. If they want to start like some type of business when they're a kid, I would love to do that for them because that's just how
promote that. That's like you talk about your candy stand. I was a big person of having multiple streams of income. If I knew something that I can go and make money from, I had my little icy maker thing. I was selling snow cones. They tasted like Kool-Aid. I had my little Kool-Aid snow cone maker. I was a dog walker. I was a babysitter, and like those like cheap ass business cards. Like I for clip art. I was just like Melanie's babysitting service. Like we take the best care, and I was just like, there's no competition, and like
there you go.
Still this foundation. And I think the biggest thing I'm trying to teach my kids is delayed gratification, because you're not gonna see it right then and there. But whatever you do is gonna bake it for the future. It's gonna all work out. Trust me. Just keep pushing. Like I can't stress that enough.
Right.
Exactly.
I honestly feel like this is a kind of conversation for another day, but I kind of feel like when we're younger and they tell us, oh, you can be anything you want to be,
you can,
and then all of a sudden it's like they switch up on you and like, you have to do it this way.
They lied.
This way.
You can
it has to be done this
whatever
way.
you want to be, as long as it fits in this box.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that because of that, because I feel like, honestly, if that didn't happen, I don't think I would have. I think I would have started my businesses sooner. Like, you know, I feel like I would have gone a lot of different directions sooner. But
Oh yeah.
I lacked the confidence at that point because it was like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. And I just wanted, if when I have my child, I'm gonna say one child, when I have my daughter, I'll be specific.
I love how you're like manifesting. Like,
Yes,
I'm
when
gonna
I have my
You
daughter.
can manifest it. It will happen.
When I have my daughter, I want her to know, like, I believe you can be whatever you want to do. So if you see something that you are all in for and you love it, I want to make sure that you get it. But I want you to be able to work hard for it. I want you to be able to see the obstacles and still be able to fight for it and fight for what you want. Because at the end of the day, you got to be able to support yourself. You got to be able to fight for yourself, and you got to be able to defend yourself. And if you see mommy doing it, then you can do it. Like that's the whole thing. The whole
100%.
I'm doing it for myself, but I also do it for my niece. I do it for like even my god babies. Like I do it for them because at the end of the day, I want them to know that they can accomplish anything they really set their mind to it and be consistent. The best way I can put it is even with my weight loss, like it hasn't happened fast. Like it hasn't happened fast at all. But I've been consistent. I've been doing everything I need to do, and it's been coming off. Like not as fast, but it's been leaving. Coming. It's leaving. Like if looking at old pictures and looking at it now, it's like okay. So it's like even when you start your business, I don't care if you're a mother who has 5 kids, 10 kids, how many ever kids. I believe that if you really want to start your business, you can do it. So that's all I can say. That's my 2 cents for this episode. Like if you really want to start it, find those aunties who are going to support you and watch your kids. Find anybody. There's like so many free programs and resources just for mothers, just to start their business. We found out after we already applied for the LLC that there's like we could have got it for free.
Oh well, I haven't even applied yet. So you ladies, you could just pass that information to my DM that to me, please.
Yes. There are programs specifically for mothers who want to start businesses. So I just believe that like if you as a mother, no matter how many kids you have, no matter what's going on, it is never too late to go for your dreams and go for your passions and do everything. I feel like sometimes they say once you have kids, everything dies. And I don't believe that. I think
not
once
everything
you have
dies. A lot does die though. A lot dies, not everything. But you know what? With death comes birth. So
that is true.
Go get your business.
That is true.
But I am saying this as a single person, so I'm gonna pass it to.
But as the person who is beginning to rise from the ashes to turn into the phoenix, like Mel, I will one day be that mother with the full-fledged business. Once you DM me that LLC freebie. But no, it is 100%. It's dedication, being able to actually be consistent, having that communication with your partner, whether it's your significant other or your partner that you work with, because you have to have that open communication. And you guys are technically in a triangle because you both are like Terrence stuck with both of you for his entire life. He's Danielle, he knew you first, right? And then Melly. So it's like so like that poor man, he's got 2 wives coming at him.
It is what it is. He signed up for this.
And Mel, what do you have? Do you have any advice you want to give to any mother out here trying to be
any mother that wants to start their business? I would say, and this just came to me. If the odds are stacked against you, 9 times out of 10, that's probably the best time to go and take that risk. And I'm saying that like do it as as safe as possible. Like I'm not saying like, oh, I'm gonna dump my whole life savings into this business and have no type of net after that. But I'm just saying like I think that you can definitely do it, even though people will say like, oh, but what about this? There's never going to be a perfect time.
Never.
Exactly.
Never going to be a perfect time. So when you thought about it, you might as well just do it. And if it fails, it fails. But at least you know there's always something to learn down the way. There's a whole journey that you got to go through. The best part is when you fail, because now you have new information that you didn't know back when you got started. So don't let anything dictate your movements. Don't let anything deter you unless it's a literal stop sign, like look both ways and then you can cross the street. Just because you have that stop sign doesn't mean that you're completely stopping in your tracks. Just go and try to either redirect or just be aware of what's going on, because the what is it, success or when you don't, the only thing that stops you is not taking the risk and
not taking the step in the first place.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna say something too. You said that, and that made me think. Like, I'll give you a live example. So,
just press record.
Just press record. I'm gonna give you a live example. So we literally had to put pause on our podcast at like the worst time possible. Like, we thought like, okay, we had this show. We were going to just keep going from the momentum from the show, just keep going from there. And then we had to press pause because there's too much going on. And it's funny because we thought that pressing pause was really going to mess us up. But we've come back and it's actually been stronger than ever. We're seeing numbers that we haven't seen ever.
Wow.
So even if you have to take that pause for a second, like as Mel said, that's what got me. That stop sign. It just means stop, look both ways, and then you can go. So I just wanted to give that as a living proof and living testimony, because this season so far has been one of our best seasons. And we
just got started.
And it only gonna go up.
Yeah.
So yes, and then we have even people going back listening from this season, going back listening to our old season. So yeah, you never know. And I feel like we're gonna get a sponsorship really, really soon. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
No, we gotta put out. We already got it.
We already got our.
You have those sponsorships. You have them.
So hit us up.
The contracts are waiting to just fill in your name.
Your call. We've been ready.
But anyway, thank you so much, Anne-Marie, for being on. I love this.
Thank you.
And I think it was like a really good one. And I just want to let everybody know, please go on Facebook and on Instagram and check out What's Your Business. If you have any business at all, or if you're just looking for business to check out or anything like that, please go check out What's Your Business. And Anne-Marie has been, like I said, amazing at helping people grow their business, network, anything like that. So definitely go check her out.
Thank you.
You want her in your corner.
Yes, you want her on your team.
Thank you.
Where can we find you, Anne-Marie?
Like she said, currently it's just the Facebook and Instagram. I have the What's Your Business app. I will be starting my own YouTube channel at some point. Right now I have some things in the works for myself, but like you had your medical mysteries, Mel, I have some medical mysteries happening. So once that's all in the clear, I'll be getting my YouTube channel up and going. And it's going to be an exciting journey because I'm going to let it be the behind the scenes of actually watching me do the ground floor work, like going in, harassing the bankers, saying, "What are we doing here?" Mel, let's do it.
Okay, so you can definitely check Anne-Marie out, and as you know, you can follow us on www.allegedlycredible.com. You'll find all of our content, all of our videos, all of our behind the scenes ventures that we have been doing. I still have not put my pictures up there, but it will be there one day. And you can follow Danielle on
Instagram and TikTok at Creative Lady Faye. I post my music on there. You can also, I do have a YouTube channel as well at Creative Lady Faye with music as well. And actually, before we do that, also make sure you check us out at Allegedly Credible on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And what else we got? Twitter, I think.
We got Twitter. And I think we have another post that I put there on the TikTok. We have currently maybe 3 posts on Twitter, but we're growing, guys. We're growing.
All right. 3 one, you're good.
Better than none.
Exactly. There you go.
Go ahead, Mel.
Oh
Where
yeah,
can
and
we
you
find
can find me, your girl, Mellow Supremo, at Instagram, and obviously the Facebook page on the Allegedly Credible. Yeah, my Instagram handle is mellow_supremo. There'll be plenty of funny stories on my page, so if you want to get some nonsensical laughs, that's where you go.
All right, guys. Until next time. See you. Peace. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, it's your girl, Lady Faye.
And your girl, Mellow Supremo here.
And we just want to thank you so much for all the love and support for all the listeners that listen to us. But if you would really like to see us grow, we need your donations.
And you can send those donations via Zelle at allegedlycredible@gmail.com, or
You can Venmo us or Cash App us under Allegedly Credible. Anything that you would give us, we would greatly appreciate it. It's going to go towards some bigger goals we have.
yep. Thank you so much, Credit Peeps.
Thank you.